We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, time to go. Time to go a haunting. Lord knows, I need to rebound after getting nuked at the end of that last course. Whatever. Whatever. It's so, I will say, it is very weird. Like, every time, for those of you who don't know, every time I've gone to Florida, it has been in, what's it called? It's been when it's been cold in the north, so like, fall, winter, or very early spring, where, you bitch. Piss off, Wario, not in the mood. Oh, you dirty rat. Mario! But I have gone specifically to Florida only at those times of year. Like, I have never done... This is the first time I came back and there was actually good weather here. Like, I am notorious for going to Florida when it's, like, freezing or there's a blizzard or something like that. Every time I go to Florida, back in New York, there's always, like, some incredibly bad weather. And in this time, it's honestly was the other way around. It wasn't that Florida, like, we endured, like, a lot of rain or anything, because we actually could have preferred a little bit more rain, because it was hot and it was humid. Like, it's only gonna be one of these games, is it? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I see ya. I see ya, Wario. And good, hit him. Why is it going to me? I wasn't in first! Oh, I get it. So the game just decides, oh, well, we're gonna hit you when you're in third as the blue shell, but when Wario's in first, we're just gonna go past and hit you because you might be in first. This game is a dirty bitch. But you know what? That is Mario Kart for you. But no, it was. We could have honestly used a few days of rain in Florida because it was hot. It was humid. I sweat through my outfits like it was crazy. Not very smart of me to pack dark-colored shirts since they absorb the heat, but screw you guys. Should have held on to that banana, but I didn't because I still won anyway. Okay, good. No, it was like ridiculously hot there. Like, we're talking the real feel. It would say it was like, oh, it was only 95 degrees, but no, it was like the real feel was like 103 most days. And it was humid, and it was... Let me put it to you guys this way. My freaking feet were like on fire the last full day we were in Florida. Now, granted, we did a lot of walking to begin with the last several days. Actually, the entire vacation we walked. I think we averaged like 18,000 steps a day. Which is crazy, but like... I don't know, I think we averaged around 20 because there were a couple of days where we hit 30,000 steps. Thank the friggin' what's-it-call-it for that. Thank the friggin' virtual queue for that, because we'd be sitting there on one side of the park and they'd be like, oh, it's time, go run to Tron, and it's like, oh my god damn it, why are you doing this to me? But I will say the rides there were all worth it. We skipped all the bad rides, or at least the rides that I would consider... What the fuck just happened? Excuse me, Mr. Penis Head, get back here. There we go, drop dead. But no, the only ride we didn't get to go on at any point was Guardians. And that's just because the virtual queue thing is like a real nutbag. For those of you who don't know, for all of their new rides, Disney has a system where you basically log into the My Disney Experience app and you join a queue while you can ride other rides. It's sort of like the Fast Pass thing, but in a little bit of a different sense. So, like, slow down. There we go. Perfect. Bank that turn. You're telling me Bones was the one who stole my friggin' red shell? This little bitch? Whatever. But basically, it lets you get onto a line for a ride, and they'll call you, and you can go down there. But if you miss your call, then you don't get to ride the ride. Now, why was this bad for us? Well, I don't know if it was having technical issues or what have you, but our wait time for Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot was like, would keep jumping. Like, sometimes it would jump forward or a bit, then it would jump later, and then to the point where it ultimately settled into a time where we had a dinner reservation at the German beer hall. So we were sitting there, and my mom and I were like, what would we rather do? Would we rather go on a ride, or would we rather miss our reservation? And we decided, well, let's go eat, and we'll see if we can get on the ride another time, which of course you can't, because the virtual queue basically means you have to be at the park at the time you go on it. So if you take the virtual queue for Epcot and then go to another park, when they call you, you have to basically run to Epcot and be there in time, which we weren't doing. We did it for Tron. We did the virtual queue twice for Tron, and Tron was an absolute blast. Anybody who complains about that ride being like, oh, it's like only like 60 seconds. It's like, that's like 60 seconds of some of the most adrenaline pumping things I've ever been on in Disney. So for anyone who says Tron wasn't that good, well, you're just an idiot. But no, we got on basically every ride we wanted to go on. There were some rides we didn't go on. Tower of Terror was having a lot of issues when we were there. Both the first day we were there and the day we went to go see Fantasmic. And by the time it was already there, I had just eaten dinner, so I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going on that. So basically, I think we just did like Muppet Vision. We did the Millennium Falcon one more time, and then we went to go see Fantasmic. But Tower of Terror was one we didn't go on. Is there another one there that we didn't do? We wanted to do the Beauty and the Beast show. I died. We wanted to do the Beauty and the Beast show there, but unfortunately, none of the times were compatible with other things we had to do. Like, we had reservations, we were just tired at some points, so we didn't get to do everything there. Tower of Terror, that at the studios. Honestly, we went to Typhoon Lagoon on, I think it was the 6th day, and we spent the entire time in the wave pool, because that wave pool is incredible. Now, for those of you who don't know, Typhoon Lagoon's wave pool is the largest wave pool in North America. Not only that, but in case you guys know, wave pools are basically simulated beaches where basically you can go and swim in the water, and occasionally there will be sessions of waves that just pop up. You know, that can give you a real challenge when you're swimming. But what Typhoon Lagoon does is, instead of having all of their waves be basically the same size or slightly more rampant, what Typhoon Lagoon does is that their wave pool, every 60 seconds or so, in like a 1 hour session, will have one massive wave come and crash down on everybody. And honestly, that was the most fun I had doing anything. Like, I went on like one water slide, did 2 laps around the lazy river, and then spent the rest of the time in the wave pool. To the point where I was like, I was honestly like saying to my mom, I'm like, there's like no reason for us to do anything else here. So when we were planning to go for, I think it was the 8th day, Saturday, we were planning on going for another time, and honestly, we just decided to sleep in because we were honestly just like, would we want to do that, or would we want to just jump in the wave? Would we actually enjoy the park, or would we just jump into the wave pool? And we basically figured we'd do the wave pool, so we slept in, and then went to MGM for a bit longer on Saturday, which again was still fun. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Animal Kingdom, I think we did everything. We may have missed like one little thing. I'm trying to think. We did the Lion King show. We didn't do the bird show this time around because my mom is like an intensive fear of birds. Which, since she grew up around the time the Hitchcock movie The Birds came out, I don't blame her. We didn't do that, but like in terms of rides, we didn't. The only ride we didn't do was the that Navi River thing, and that's just because like I have such a negative output for that ride. Like, aside from it looking phenomenal, it's one of the most boring rides in Disney. So it's like, yeah, I don't. Oh my God, Dry Bones, you dirty rat! I think that was the only ride we missed in Animal Kingdom. Epcot, like I said, we missed Guardians. I feel like we missed another one, but I gotta think. Let's see, we did Test Track a few times. We did Spaceship Earth a few times. We did the Moana walkthrough, which was fun. We did the Figment and Soarin' and Living with the Land and Frozen and Ratatouille. I think, yeah, Guardians was the only one Guardians and Mission Space, but Mission Space is just one my family can never do. Because my mom is also claustrophobic. Which isn't fun. I've already mentioned the story about how many times how my mom and my sister abandoned me and my friend Amber on that ride when we were kids. Which, while I look down on it a bit scornfully now, I was like incredibly thankful for it because I had the biggest crush on this girl for the longest time. My mom keeps trying to insist, oh, we didn't run that far. I'm like, lady, you were at the Mexico Pavilion by the time we found you. Whatever. But no, it was just, we didn't do that either. And then Magic Kingdom, let's see, I'll have to go land by land for this. We didn't do the Carousel of Progress. I know, boo-hoo, sob, wince, cry. We all care about the Carousel of Progress, don't we? Well, I don't. We did everything else in Tomorrowland, mostly. Fantasyland, we didn't do Peter Pan. We didn't do the... We hardly did meet and greets. The only ones we did Elsa and Anna for my mom. My mom is a nanny, so we did the Elsa and Anna meet and greets for them. They also like the lead girl from Encanto, and I don't know her name. I'm calling her Jeff just because it pisses my mom off. So I call her Jeff from Encanto. She was supposed to do that, but she decided not to. She was also supposed to do Chewbacca, but again, she didn't want to. And then, of course, we did Ariel, but like we were doing Ariel if I went solo or not. Don't care. Ariel is something I will never miss out on, at least once. At least once. And I did it twice, so ha 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 ha. Whatever. We didn't do Peter Pan. We didn't do the story time with Belle. We didn't do the meet and greets. We didn't do the Hall of Presidents. But I will say this was the first time I ever went to Tom Sawyer's Island, and that was fun. Granted, I almost got stuck in the cave. Which was not fun. Would you stop hitting me with shit? And oh, okay. Did Wario blow himself up? Or did my bomb just blow up his bomb? You know what? Don't care. I'll take it anyway. Why? Why only when I'm in first? Gremlins? Whatever. We did do Tom Sawyer's Island, which was fun. We didn't do the Hall of Presidents. We did Thunder Mountain, but the Tiana ride, the Splash Mountain ripoff was not open yet. And Adventureland, the only thing we missed out on was the Tiki Room. Which was weird because my mom spent like the entire trip complaining about the heat. And I'm like, I'm offering all of these things to like escape from the heat. Like, oh, we'll do the Tiki Room. Oh, we'll do this. Oh, we'll do that. And it's like, no, I want to do this. Like, Animal Kingdom is my mom's favorite park, aside from like Magic Kingdom. And there's like no activities you can do in Animal Kingdom that let you rest your feet. Besides maybe the Lion King show. And when I gave her the offer, she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, Mom, you're complaining about the heat. I'm trying to get you... whatever. I don't care. I drank half that trip anyway. Lots of frozen margaritas. And frozen rums. And frozen daiquiris. Frozen pina coladas. A lot of frozen drinks. Ironically, none of them from the frozen land, which was weird, but whatever. I don't complain. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm the biggest complainer in the world. Oh, stretch, stretch. Oh, there we go. All right, Mount Wario. Mount Wario. I think after this, I'll take a nice lunch break, I'll let this video process, and then we'll do some more karting. Not after Mount Wario, because obviously we still got another 18 tracks to run through. No, sorry, another 12 tracks to run through. And man, don't know how to count. But what else is new? But one thing I was really concerned about coming back from the trip was, like I said, I didn't want to sit around and be all... I wanted to throw that forward, but whatever. One thing I was concerned with was I didn't want to just sit around and like be like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I got an extra 2 days before I go back to work, so why don't I just sit around all those days? I'm like, no, I cannot do that. Like even this morning, I wanted to get stuff done by like 8:30, and no, it did not happen. I'd like to say it did happen, but no, it did not. In fact, it didn't happen to a major degree. Like I woke up at 6:30. Let me preface this by saying I did not get a lot of sleep, in case you guys can't tell, on the vacation. I was up and out of bed by like 6:30 most days. And even then, even on the days where we didn't really have to be up at an early time, I was up around 7, 8 o'clock. But I was up very early trying to set up, make sure all our stuff was taken care of, to make sure all of our things were done, all that crap. And so basically by the point I got home yesterday, not only was I jet lagged from the flight, but I was also like incredibly exhausted. Like I was barely keeping my eyes open when I got home, but I still knew I needed to do some editing. And you'll notice it. Well, you can begin to notice it, or you must have noticed it, in those first few Pokemon Scarlet videos. Like I think it's like 101 to 105, where I really didn't do much of anything. So I was just trying to do something to keep my juices flowing, and it just did not happen. I almost fell asleep working on the 5th episode, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go to bed. So it was like 7:30 when I went to bed last night. Woke up at 6 feeling really good. And then, you know, basically at that point I was just like, oh, let me get some stuff done. And then I got distracted by shiny things as usual.